Hello! Today we're going to go over how you can transfer your artwork from Procreate to then make a seamless pattern within Canva. There's a lot of different software that you can use to make a seamless pattern, but not everybody has Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, and in general, not everybody has the Adobe suite. So I thought this was a good opportunity to teach you how you can make your seamless pattern in Canva and not have to worry about having all these different programs, because the fact of the matter is not everybody has the budget to do that. This is a really simple and quick way for you to dip your feet into seamless pattern making. So let's go ahead and get started. So right now I'm just illustrating what I'm going to be using for my pattern. So just a cute little candy cane bow situation. Usually my designs have a lot more texture in them, but for the sake of this, I'll just do something really quick and simple for you guys for the sake of showing you how to do the pattern. So I'm going to go in and add just a little bit of shadow here, narrating you through my work process a little bit. And then I'm going to multiply my finished product, whatever that may be. Always, always, always save the original parts to your piece as separate layers, or save them out as a separate canvas so that you always have untouched files. So I'm just rearranging how I want these to look together in Procreate, different directions, up and down, and orienting them that way. And then I'm grouping those individual assets, copying each group, and then making sure that my snapping tool is on the bottom left-hand side. You'll see where it says snapping. You'll just want to turn on snapping. You don't need to turn on magnetics for this. So I have my original artwork here that I've imported from Procreate. I'm going to drag this up here. I'm going to make a separate one. Sorry, I'm just trying to see what I did down here. Flip it so that it's, you know what, we could just use the flip button. Flip it vertically so that we have it going in different directions. Put this one in the middle. Let's copy this one, okay? Bring this one so that it lines up right in the middle. You'll see that pink line comes up when I move it, right? And it snaps into place. You're going to want to do the same thing with the other one. The reason it's seamless is that the file doesn't end. So that snapping motion means that it's not going to end here or here. And you can see that here it eventually lines up. So after I have these all lined up, you can even do patterns that, like, this one goes off the edge, but right now I'm just going to do top and bottom just as an example. And this one I've added in these rectangles just for more design elements. I like to do that here or in Illustrator or in Photoshop for line work, because in Procreate it's just everything is very hand done and it won't line up perfectly that way. So then after this, what I've done, and I'll just redo that here, is I've exported this block. Make sure, I'm going to do this for you guys. Make sure you have some sort of color in the background, because you're going to want to export this block as a full PNG with a background, not a transparent background. And the reason I say that is because you need the background in order for this to like match perfectly. So once I export that, so you just would go up to here and click download, and you'd export this as a PNG or a JPEG or whatever you have. So I would go in here, I would grab my 12 by 12 square, line it up perfectly to the top and the side. When I drag it down, you can see that those guidelines pop up. Drag it till it shifts right into the guidelines. Copy and paste, shift it right so it matches up right there. You can see there's already a seamless pattern happening. It looks like there's a seam right there because this like white line right here, because that's just what Canva does. But I promise you, when you export it, it will not have that unless it's not lined up properly. So we're going to copy and drag this over again. And that's it. You guys have a seamless file. How cool is that? So now you can export this as a PNG and it will just continuously be a seamless pattern. If you wanted to vectorize this, there are programs online that say that you can vectorize, and they're not great. I actually just tried one that I thought was going to work. It was on this tab up here, and it did not, because I wanted you guys to have an option that you could use very easily to vectorize something. If your file is not like the simplest design, it's going to be hard to vectorize it on a program online. If you want to vectorize something like this, which is totally doable because there's no like textures, you should be able to do it on those programs, but for some reason it's not coming up that way. If you have Adobe Illustrator, I would go ahead and vectorize these in Adobe Illustrator. You just have to use the image trace option, and there's a panel on the side where you can adjust how well it's vectorizing it and how the corners are and how smooth it is and all of that. And I suggest you guys explore that. If you want me to go through that, I can show you that as well. But I love that we were able to create a seamless pattern together here in Canva. You can also use Canva's tools to do a seamless pattern. I think that this is the best way because it's really doing it from scratch, like the way that you want to do with your artwork. You can do the same thing in Adobe Illustrator. And for those of you that don't have the Adobe programs, this is a great option that you can still create seamless files without having programs like Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. I will try to make sure I do a little bit more tutorials in the future. If you are interested in learning how to do the seamless file on Procreate or on Illustrator, I can do one like that. There are a ton of videos that can show you that as well. So don't just go by my videos, but I'll leave it here for you guys and I will see you next time.